everybody ready? Yeah! All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one,
Let's get it on. It's the Get Sunday Covered podcast, season 2, episode 11 already. I'm your host, Cody, joined as always by Mr. Steeler Virginity and Mr. Juke Skywalker. Thank you for tuning in, guys, for another episode. Brandon, Jordan, how you guys doing?
Jordan.
I'm doing pretty good. I
No.
whooped your ass
No.
in GSC this week, so that always feels good. Honestly, though, it was a good matchup. Like, you put up a lot of points. I was worried. I I honestly texted you Sunday at, I don't even remember. It was bad. Like, my team started out bad, and then all of a sudden they just popped off. Marvin Harrison Jr., thank you, 7. He went off. Josh Jacobs went off. Like, Lamar as usual. Like, just had a good game from everyone. Like, honestly, you put up a respectable score, but you still lost. So,
I
champ
gotta be
comes
honest,
through again.
as soon as I asked you how you were doing, I was like, you know what? I really don't want to hear his answer, man. Your team
That's why I
literally,
also started with him. I was like, I'll let Jordan just get this out real quick.
Brandon, I don't know if you were watching this, like our matchup on Sunday morning, but literally through 3/4 of the morning games, I'm like, yeah, like I might have a shot at this. I'm looking pretty good right now. And then he literally had like 4 players score within like 5 minutes. And I was like, shit. Oh no, like this is not good. You know what I mean? Like I kind of had a feeling, you know, like you were favored going into the week. But dude, that was a fun game. So congrats. Good game. I'll see you again. You're not
Hopefully.
gonna beat me again. You're not gonna beat me a second time.
You got to make the playoffs. So.
Oh, I'm gonna
Mr.
make the
on the
playoffs. Don't you worry
bubble.
about that. I'm not on the bubble. Steven's on the bubble.
Well, you're still on the bubble with him.
Yeah, true. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. I'm not doing too bad. I officially own Sheamus, so it's I'm happy I got a dub this week. Got off the bubble there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you called your shot too. It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing you won this because you called your shot on this. And hey, look out, man, because I'm coming for you. You got a couple of big games coming up. Got a dub last week, but this week,
You're going down.
not so much, man. Not so much.
Going down. If if our scores are just like they were this week, we are going to be in a matchup that could be pretty crazy.
And this is what I love about our league. For those of you guys that are listening, like we've talked about this on previous episodes. Like our league is pretty friggin' competitive. Right now, we have 2 people that are separating themselves pretty distinctly from everyone else. First one being Joe, obviously. I may have to go back and look at the history of Get Sunday Covered, but Joe might be off to the best start of any team in maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I don't remember anybody starting 7-1 in recent history. Do you guys?
Stefan, I think, right?
Did he?
I thought it was maybe at least 6-1, 5-1. I know
Is that
one.
at least someone went at least 5-1 for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was him.
Either
I
way,
thought he went pretty crazy.
Joe is he's looking real nice right now. Maybe too nice, but he's looking good and he's being super active. He's putting it together every week. His start sit percentage is up there 89, something like that. I'm pretty sure.
I think his, mine, Jordan's, and Steven. we're all at like that 89%.
89. Yeah. 7-1 to start the
Seamus.
year. So, Joe, I will take pride in owning that one in your record, but you're crushing it, man. Keep it up. On the flip side of that, the other one that's separating themselves from the pack, Whitney, dropped another one this week. 1-7. Girlfriend, you might be done. You got to play spoiler at this point, man. You got to do your best to try to steal some wins away from people in your division. Keep yourself out of the toilet bowl for 2 years in a row. But realistically, honestly, guys, I'm not good at math, but at 1-7, can she make it work?
She would have to win out,
Yeah. When out's possible. And then
win
hit
out, and
Yeah, but she would need the people in front of her to basically lose out.
she would be playing 4 people, I believe, that are ahead of her at least.
to beat.
We're so bad at this analytical shit. We
Plays
should
Joe.
know this.
She plays Joe this week. And then she still has all of her division second round of divisionals. So Joe, Jordan, Steven, Ryan, myself, and then she plays Seamus. So she has a chance. She just has to win out.
That ain't happening.
No.
I say, okay.
You will be not making playoffs. So
Yeah, dude, it's just kind of wild though to see, the ebbs and flows of how it works when you play together with people for so long. Because Whitney was at the top for the longest time, and now we're seeing 2 years. It's kind of fallen off a little bit. Same thing with Ryan, kind of, and then Stefan also. We talked last year a lot about how dominant Stefan was year after year, and now I don't know what it is, man. Like
he's being quiet, but he's on the bubble right there.
he's hanging around.
He's hanging there.
Yeah. Ah, sometimes I love fantasy football. Other times I hate Jordan. So
Thank you.
well, Brandon, I think you discovered a listener question for us this week. I'll go ahead and let you rip it off for us. What do you think?
Yeah, so this week's he got a couple questions in this week, and it's from Ryan Keel. We'll
Thank you,
start off
Ryan.
with his first one. Will the Steelers make the playoffs, and do they win the AFC North?
I'll
Go
start
ahead,
off.
Steelerman.
Yeah. I don't see how they don't make the playoffs, unless they have some sort of downfall in the second half of the season. Um, I don't know. Winning the North's going to be tough. Obviously, Baltimore, I think the Steelers were picked last in that division. So I'll definitely take where they're at right now, 6-2. I don't think too many people have them doing that at this point. So I don't know. Them winning the North or the AFC North. I don't know. I think that it's going to be between them and Baltimore. I think that's who it's going to come down to. Steelers have like pretty much all their divisional games at the second half of the season here, so it's going to be a tough run for him. But I think if Russ keeps it up the way he is, um, I don't think there's any competition there. I think this is Russ's team. Kind of after what he's done the past 2 weeks for him, and hopefully he just gets better with the team and they start clicking a little bit more, and that offense is rolling. Even what they're doing right now. So I'm excited, and I think as a Steelers fan, like you can actually be excited. Like this is not the Russ Wilson of the Broncos years, maybe even that last year of Seattle. Like he's rejuvenated or something. I don't know what Pittsburgh did to him, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like him and Jameis Winston talk a lot. I'm not a spiritual guy or trying to get into anything like that, but they're both like very motivational guys. I don't know. That's like not my style. I'm more let's talk shit and get fired up and
You
not
mean
be
Justin Fields?
no. I'm Jameis Winston. I'm talking Jameis Winston for
Oh,
Browns.
Like his pregame
Yeah,
speech
it's
and stuff.
pregame and postgame stuff, how they talk, praise God stuff, their religious stuff like that. So it's just like, it's, I don't know, obviously two completely different quarterbacks, two completely different careers, but I don't know, maybe after what Jameis did, he saw Russ and they're gonna play off it. I don't know. Like, keep it rolling. I don't care. Go Browns. Like, spoil some teams. But yeah, I'm excited for the Steelers. What do you
Spoiled the
guys?
Ravens this weekend.
Yes, they did.
So what's your thoughts on
Yeah.
the QB situation in Pittsburgh, Jordan?
Like I said, I really don't think there is any type of situation anymore. I think keep Fields as a backup in case something happens to us. You've obviously proven that you can win games with him. So I think I heard Pat McAfee show was talking about. I think it was last year. There was 66 quarterbacks used. Last year was the most in NFL history. So pretty much talking about how you need kind of a good backup, because quarterbacks are getting injured more than anything else now. So I just leave Fields as the backup and roll with Russ the rest of the year and see where it leads us.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I liked this question when you first put it on the document, Brandon, but I really do. And I agree with Jordan. The Steelers are definitely going to make the playoffs here. I agree that it's probably going to be between them and the Ravens, but let's be honest, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the document, but the Ravens got exposed this weekend. They really did. They should have never lost that game. But, we talked a lot about how much there's parity in the NHL. Weekends like this really kind of show you that there's a lot of parity in the NFL as well, showing that the 2-6 Browns, or at that time, the 2-6 Browns can come take down the Ravens, who are really going all in at this point for a Super Bowl run, and they're second in their own division. You know what I'm saying? Like, 100% the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. And are they going to win the North? Honestly, man, at this point, I could see it. I could really see it. The interview with Joe Burrow is talking about how we need to win 7 of the last 9 because 10 wins get you in. Man, do I believe that's going to happen? Not necessarily,
Cincinnati
but
fan.
it freaking could. It definitely could happen. They win out, you know what I'm saying? And then, Steelers could end up third in their division, and maybe they don't make the playoffs. But I do think they make the playoffs. And as much as I hate to admit it, yeah, man, Russ is the man right now. And I did watch that game last night. Brandon, I want to jump back to a couple episodes when you said stop putting the Giants on primetime football. I could not agree more. That's not something that America wants to see. Giants fans don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. But the Steelers did what they needed to do. They got the dub, and they look good, man. They really do. They stay healthy. Russ keeps playing the way that he's playing. I see no reason why they don't make the playoffs and at least have a shot at winning the division.
Yeah, no, I completely agree there. I mean, and touching on kind of everything with Pittsburgh, I mean, in all honesty, they should make the playoffs. I think even if they do a season split with Baltimore, they should be able. I think they can beat the Bengals twice, and I think they can beat the Browns twice. Unless one of those teams, 2 teams play spoiler, they already got the help from the Browns. So all they need to do is just keep moving forward, get the wins that they need in division, and they'll win their division. In terms of QB, I think you got to stick with Russ. Your offense looks explosive right now, and you just got to keep it rolling.
Well, I think it's 2 different game plans, isn't it? Like, it's
Oh,
not the same kind of
100%.
offense that it is, with Russ versus Justin. Like, it's not the same offense. So, shit, if you got 2 different defenses in 2 different weeks, and one game plan, works better than the other, shit, if you got a 1A and 1B situation like that, why not
No, yeah.
run them both if you have to? That'd be amazing. Win a Super Bowl with 2 different quarterbacks in the game, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Some college stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
exactly.
Some college status stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you
perfect.
for the question.
Ryan also had one more question. He said,
Thank you for both the
Uh,
questions, Ryan.
Thank you,
pick
Ryan.
one. For a tight end, do you play Kincaid, Otten, or Hawkinson?
Otten,
I think,
easily for me.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Otten.
No contest.
bought and train with I don't know about yeah, because Hawkinson just worries me coming back from injury, but maybe not take advice on that because Puka Nakua coming back from injury, sitting out 6 weeks, coming back off of IR. Have a buddy
Yeah.
in my league ask me, would you play him tonight? And I was like, no, I'm sitting him in my main league. I was like, I'm not playing him. He's coming back from injury. He's going to play half the snaps. He played like 57% of the snaps, but he just had like 11 catches for like
He made
107
him,
yards.
he
So,
made him happen for
You had
sure.
a day.
but yeah,
No,
out of that situation, I'm taking Cade Otton with the injuries in Tampa Bay and the week he had last week. I'm going to roll with him and the way Baker's playing this year.
I 100% agree. And the only caveat that I would add to that is I feel like Tampa might be one of those teams that may be looking to trade for a receiver. Like Godwin, if he doesn't miss the whole season, he's going to be gone until a late postseason run. Hamstring injuries, Mike Evans, those tend to linger. They're going to need somebody else there. Otherwise, defenses are going to pick up on this and they're just going to hammer Cade Otton. And to be honest with you, I don't even know the other receivers that are there for Baker. So I love Cade Otton. I think at least for this week and probably the following week for them, yeah, him for sure. Outside of that, I'm kind of off Hawkinson, man. Go Kincaid.
Cool. Well, Ryan, we appreciate your questions, and maybe we'll get to some of your hockey ones at another point. But got a hot topic of the week for you guys. Saw this. I was watching Red Zone Sunday. Anthony Richardson, the Colts are driving down. He runs maybe like back-to-back plays. The second run, he kind of ran someone over. It's a pretty big run, and he kind of taps his helmet like a wide receiver or running back, like, "Hey, I need to sub out," And I'm at the time, like, no, the announcers didn't say anything. No one really said anything about it, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, I've never really seen a quarterback tap out. Like, if you got injured, all right, cool. Like, I get it. You're getting out of the game, but dude literally admitted after the game, like, I'm be honest with you guys, I was tired. Like, Darius Butler on the Pat McAfee show said he's like, man, you got to lie in that situation. You're tapping out because you're cramping. You injured yourself. Like, you got to come out for a play. But like, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but like, you think of Lamar Jackson like running down the field 7 times on a drive. I don't ever see him tap out. Patrick Mahomes, his helmet's breaking, his ankle's broken. He's not tapping out. So I just find it like, you're a professional athlete. You're 22 years old. Like, should be in the best shape of your life. This is week 8, like middle of the season. Like, I don't know. I'm on the Joe Flacco train. Like, I hated this dude when he was in Baltimore. Like, good riddance to you. Like, I'm glad you're not there because all he did is close his eyes and throw it as far as he could to Jacoby Jones to win a Super Bowl. But I don't know. I think I think Joe Flacco. I I think the Colts right now are better with him. I think it'll help my people with Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alex Pierce. I think it'll help Jonathan Taylor because Joe Flacco's not outrunning anyone anymore. So he ain't even be trying to take off. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I think it's kind of I don't know. I don't want to say a cop out. It's weird. Like, it's just something you don't see. Something that I've never, like, in recent memory, don't remember from a quarterback. Just, hey, I'm tired.
Well, and that's the thing is you don't see other quarterbacks do that. And I mean, you're the field general, you're the guy that needs to be there every single snap. So it really just kind of looks like, yeah, at least in my eyes, you're kind of quitting, man. And that's probably why Flacco's starting Sunday.
Facts.
He got benched.
Yeah.
I
When
look at
he-
this in two different ways. one, I agree with you guys. This dude, you just can't do it, man. You cannot do that. Like whatever homeboy said, like just lie, man. Like I got tackled, I broke my penis, I'm out. Like
I gotta
something,
pee.
dude. I don't care. Well, like whatever. Like you got to say something other than that. But the other thing is, well, like, what if? Hear me out. Like the whole argument is like he's supposed to be out there to give his all to the team, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if he actually did? Like, what if he's like, I can't right now. I recognize that we're in a really important situation and we need to score. And I'm ass at throwing the ball. I'm the least accurate quarterback in the league right now. Get me out. This is better for the team. Like, what if he really did have the team in mind?
That I don't. That's still like a cop out to me because it's like still that's a sign of weakness. Like you're out of shape, dude. You can't. It's I don't know. Like I've never played football, so it's hard for me to speak of the nature of it. But it's like you technically get 40 seconds between plays. It's not like you're doing a shift in
It's not
hockey
like you're
going
playing
45
hockey.
seconds straight, stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's just it's weird. Like I think of like say you get a $10 million job and you're at your job and they're showing you your presentation. You're like, hold on, I'm going to tap out. I need to actually just take a break. Like, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. You think they're going to be like, all right, get rid of this dude. We'll get another guy to come in here type thing. I don't know. Dude, it's funny
Yeah.
that you bring up his passing. Dude, he was 10 for 32. I don't know if you
Oh,
know
he's horrible.
it was that Boston Connor guy put up a stat about him. Out of the 222 quarterbacks since the year 2000 that have had 250 dropbacks or passes, he's 222nd. He is last place on that list for completion percentage.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
statistically, he had the worst passing game. Uh, who was number one on that list before Anthony Richardson on Sunday? Tim Tebow. And Anthony Richardson broke that.
Really?
Yeah, like 42.7%. He was 10 for 32. Like
Damn.
that's bad, man. Like I don't know. So just weird. I thought
Do you think
what
is there a chance that maybe there's something deeper going on there in Indy? Like it's just not a good mesh with the coach and like I don't know. Like is he really that bad of a quarterback? I mean, the dude's an athletic phenomenon.
yeah, I don't know if you like know his career or like anything about him in college or anything, but like he doesn't have that much background. Like
Right. Yeah,
he played
he
1 year at Florida.
right.
Played 1 year and like the main thing with him at Florida is he ran. Like
Right.
Tim Tebow ran a lot in college. Like quarterbacks can run a lot more in college. You're going with guys in the NFL that are the size of you, if not bigger, running your 40 faster than you are or your same speed. So these guys are bigger and
Right.
stronger in college. So it's just obviously I still think he can run. That's a big part of his game and what helps him. I think that's the big reason he is in the NFL. So I think maybe at this point, start Flacco, let him sit behind Flacco. Like look how the job Flacco did in Cleveland. I'm sure he wanted to stay there and help Deshaun Watson more. So maybe he stays in Indianapolis and helps this kid develop a little bit more and become a
All right.
professional and figure it out.
Let me ask you guys this question then. Buy or sell Anthony Richardson as a starting quarterback in the NFL next season?
So
So
Yeah.
I personally would, if I'm Indy, I'm trying to keep Flacco one more year and let Flacco run everything the rest of this season, next season, and let AR study.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like you see guys like this come out and they've got all this hype and then they don't deliver. You might be looking at another Josh Rosen situation.
At least Anthony Richardson started some games and played.
I mean, fair, but give it 12 months from now, mark it October 29th, October 30th.
Of next year.
Dude's career might be over, bud.
Might be.
I
Time will
don't know.
tell.
We shall see. Speaking of careers being over, guys, we've got some seasons that are over, and we try our best not to be analysts. Obviously, this is kind of like our content or whatever, but I want to bring some of these names up with you guys as far as injuries this week, because I do think this has major fantasy impact on how the rest of the season is going to go out. We're going to start with the big one. Stephon Diggs, finally, after a couple of days, it comes out, torn ACL. He is done. Major implications for the Texans, if you ask me. Christian Kirk, there were some rumblings about him maybe being a trade target for some teams. Broken collarbone, done for the year. Jordan Love, one of my Super Bowl picks for this year in the Green Bay Packers. This is second time being injured this year. We're talking guys like Brian Thomas, Drake May. Dude, another, 8 weeks in, and I feel like every week we're just getting decimated with injuries that have like huge implications on some of these teams. You guys have any like particular insight on any of these situations?
So Brian Thomas Jr., his is something, it's a contusion with the left side of his chest, which worries me because your heart's on your left side of your chest. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Drake May, concussion.
Oh,
So he'll be out this week, possibly back week 10. Um, Seems to be not such a huge worry with New England, I think, right now, just because of the fact that the Patriots beat the Jets.
Dude, the Jets.
The Jets. The Jets. Should we just skip over to that real quick?
Let's talk about some of this real fast, and then we can shit on the Jets for a minute because I am here for that conversation.
Um, Jordan Love, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see kind of how things progress. It from what I've seen right now is he's day to day. Nothing really official.
So with Jordan Love, we talked about Joe at the top of the show, 7-1, hot start to our main league season this year. He just dumped both of those guys onto the trade block. He's trying to move on from them. How are you guys feeling about that?
I
no
don't.
one's no one's gonna make a move on either of those guys. Sorry, Joe. Uh, I dropped Jordan Love in my own league pretty early on after his first injury and kind of kicking myself. But I think it's one of those things where the way he plays, man, and just he's that gunslinger. But he ain't Brett Favre. Like I don't think he's gonna start. I mean, he's obviously missed starts, and it's like keeps going the route he is. I don't know how. Maybe just one of those guys where it's just like, man, every couple of games he just has something lingering. It's not nothing major, but it's something with his leg, or taking a hit or going down wrong, where he's just always kind of hurting. I hope not, because they're fun to watch. Green Bay's a fun offensive team when Jordan Love's rolling with their receivers. I think Diggs is the big one. That's big for the Texans. He was having a pretty good year for the Texans, and CJ Stroud. I think he was kind of becoming his obviously go to guy after Nico Collins went down. But I think
Yep.
even like over the middle short yard situations, like Stephon Diggs was his guy, short-handed to catch the ball. So I think that would be big for the Texans. The other ones, Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas Jr., they're not making the playoffs anyway. So maybe just save yourself for next season. Obviously, with Kirk, he's done. Drake May, I think he'll be fine and all right. Concussions, they happen, hoping he's all right. But yeah, like you guys said, I think I kind of already shit on them last week, the Jets. Aaron Rodgers sucking after the Steelers beat them last week. And the funny thing about that, people coming in, well, the Jets schedule after Devontae Adams, they have a favorable schedule. Next two games here against the Steelers and the Patriots. Steelers, I was like, maybe. I think the Steelers got a chance, but I bet on the Jets to beat the Patriots. Like, what? Like,
Yeah,
they're
no,
bad.
I did the same thing. I mean, in our Pick'ems league, I picked the Jets. I didn't anticipate New England, I mean, honestly, I don't really expect New England to win any games anymore. So I'll take it gladly as a New England fan, but
Right.
it was kind of funny because I saw that meme come across and I posted it on our socials, and it's from The Office, and it's the Jets with the highest expectations in 25 years, and then New England with the lowest expectations in 25 years, and you know the Jets are at the bottom of the division. So it's really interesting to kind of see that because everyone was so high on the Jets, and now I think, what do you do if you're the Jets?
I don't know, man. They fired their coach. They fired Salah. Their defense got worse.
I was
Ro-
going to say their defense got worse when they got rid of Sala.
Rogers just looks old, man. Like he has times where he's good, but he cannot move. Like God, he looks bad when he has to try to scramble from the pocket. He just doesn't look like himself. And I don't know, man. Like it's bad. I'm glad I'm not a Jets fan because it's like I don't know if you saw this weekend, but they used their first three timeouts in the first 10 minutes of the game. Was it like the first team since like 2007 or something to do that? Like
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. You have a veteran quarterback that what? Like what are you guys doing? Like how do you not know plays or what the hell you're doing or where
Well,
to line up? Like it's
that's the
embarrassing.
problem when you have a quarterback that wants to act like the head coach and he's not on the same page with the guy that's actually the head coach, and then you just run into situations like that. Like he's he's great. Don't get me wrong. I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's done some amazing things, but he's not a Brady. He's not a Manning. Like, and he's showing that right now. Like, you should have hung it up after your last MVP season. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I do still think he has some left in the tank, but the Jets as a whole have got to be the biggest letdown in the NFL in for sure this season, but maybe a long time. Like this sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks for Garrett Wilson. It sucks for Brees Hall. It sucks for the defense because they're out there busting their ass. Even if they did get worse, like they had a top tier defense last year, and now it's like for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
how do you think Devontae feels going from Vegas, who's two
Yeah.
and six, to the Jets and losing to New England and being 2 and 6? Like,
Honestly, I'm starting to feel like Devontae is a little bit of a diva too. Everybody talks about Stephon Diggs being a diva, but like I don't know. They're like roughly the same age, and I just want to go somewhere and win, and I want to be the number one. But it's like, what do you bring into the table, man? Like I see him on the sideline, like coaching up Garrett Wilson and shit like that, but like that's not how it is, man. Like you're just on a shit team, and you just gotta own that. Like you can't just keep jumping ship. Like I mean, I guess you can. Like I suppose I would want to also, but like you're on a shitty team, bro.
Yeah.
You're in a shitty organization. You went from the Raiders to the Jets.
Yeah.
That's like
It's
going
not,
from homemade to store brand. Like it's not going to be good.
yeah, it's not good for anyone on the Jets. I don't know. Jets fans, everyone included. It sucks for a lot of Jets
It
fans and
does suck,
people this
man.
year.
It does. Because
So
I was ready to jump on that bandwagon. Like I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers succeed. I wanted to see these guys go off, and like
hasn't
it's
happened.
such a
just
letdown.
no,
Yeah.
big time, big
All right.
time.
Well, boys, just gonna do a little club check-in real quick. Keep an eye out on our socials for the Champions Club. Have a lot of things kind of getting interesting throughout the club. A lot of divisions are starting to really kind of get close and starting to kind of shift and move who's at the top week to week. So interesting. Cody, you're making a face. What you got?
Don't make me say it, man.
What you got? You're making a
Pacific
face. I
Northwest
want to
this
know.
weekend. Pacific Northwest gets Sunday covered this weekend. I played my wife. And when the news broke about T. Higgins, here I go, making excuses again. She always tells me this. The news broke, and I made sure to go through all of my leagues because I have a lot of shares of T. Higgins. Let me down again, bud. I love T. Higgins. I might throw his jersey up on the wall next week. T. Higgins is out this week. So I moved him out, put in who I could, every league except for one against my wife.
How much
I
did she
lost.
beat you by?
Not much, actually. It was a pretty close game. Actually, it came down to last night, but she did beat me. I was up by 6, and she had neighbors last night. So she got the win literally in the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But she did win, and not only did she win, but she took over first place in the league.
Congrats,
So
Kidsy. Congrats.
she gives me the little hair flip. I
She got
know,
bragging rights right now.
dude.
That's terrible.
Thank you, Jordan. It's awful, man. Like,
I,
here I am taking up this time on a Tuesday night to record a fantasy football podcast. Meanwhile, she's out doing her thing, doesn't give a shit. Whooped my ass this weekend, man.
Just
I,
shows how bad Cody is actually at fantasy football. Why he'll
There
never
it
win a
is.
championship.
Oh man, shots fired. Hey, listen, my guy, I've got you this week, so we might touch on that here in just a minute. How's your guys' league going?
mine's going good. It's pretty competitive. Um, everyone's kind of in a mix there. There's some guys kind of separating themselves, and then guys going on losing streaks. Everyone's kind of still in the mix. I'm excited. I think it's going to come down to maybe the end here to see who makes the playoffs in my league. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm liking the change up in GSC Colorado, man. It's nice to see Hans actually battling to get up there. I'm not saying he won't win it again, but he's been dominant in years past.
I know,
Uh,
and he still has McCaffrey on the IR.
yeah, the
Is
Mountain West
McCaffrey
is
gonna do anything?
pretty competitive for sure too. Um,
How are you doing in Mountain West?
I'm 4-4. I'm in fourth right now. There's one team that's 7-1, and then there's one team that's 1-7. There's two teams 3-5, but there's 6 teams that are 4-4 and 2 teams that are 5-3. So it's pretty competitive, which is good.
Good. Oh yeah. Well, we touched on GSC Maine at the beginning of the show, but Brandon, what's up, man? It's you and me this week. I already dropped one to Jordan. There's no way I can drop to both of you guys. A little podcast showdown. Jordan, you've gotten both of us so far. So, what's up, Brandon? You want to make a little wager this week or what? This is
I
real
stopped
time.
Sheamus's five game win streak.
Good. Now I can stop your 1 game win streak.
You know the best part about that? You stopping his win streak, and I wish you would have done it. I should have actually done it because I moved into second place. Is sent 17 memes and gifs of second, mic drop. Here I am. Can you hear me in the back? Second, number two. Who's number two? Here am I. Look at me. Well, I was hoping you would do it since you beat him. So,
Yeah, he was awfully quiet after Monday night.
yes, he
Oh, it
was.
was perfect. Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, our game was over Sunday night, so it was perfect because thank you, CeeDee Lamb, for carrying my team to victory. Jordan
Bags.
Mason,
Bags.
fucking A. Enjoy sitting on my bench the remainder of the year.
You mean
Get credit where
Maybe
credit
even
is
getting
due.
dropped.
He was a humble and poised loser this week. He handled it well. No talking shit. So
There was no shit for him to talk. He took an L.
That's right. That's right. Capital cursive in your face. Oh,
Thank you to the Dallas Cowboys for sucking and having to throw the ball in the fourth quarter to come back.
dude. Dak and CD in garbage time is undefeated, dude.
Can
That's
can
one
they
used ship last year.
can they do that the whole game and not just in the fourth quarter, please?
No, man, they can't. No,
Gotta be
it's like in
behind.
their contracts.
Like that's the
I'm pretty
issue.
sure. No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like part of their deal. Is like, no, you guys have to pound sand for at least 3 quarters of the game, and then it's like, okay, here's where the money is really spent.
Now we can we
Sign
can flip the switch
Trey
on,
Jones.
right?
We're down by 21. They're playing like cover 3 deep. Like, yeah, we can throw the ball now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Dallas sucks too. They're about along with the Jets.
Well, the two best players that they have, they don't give a shit. They got paid this offseason. Who
Yeah.
cares? We
You don't need
know,
anyone else on the team. You got two
yeah.
guys making 70%
We
of
don't
the team.
we don't win another game. I don't give a shit. I'll be here next year.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Well, speaking of all that, are we moving on to games of the week for our picks? I
I
don't
think
know if
so.
oh, or do we want to?
You-
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
Well, let's
you're trying to let Brandon get away without putting a wager on this. He's scared.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are betting anything.
what are we doing, Cody? You tell me.
All right. Well, so Jordan, I don't know if you remember last year, but we had a wager last year on the pod, and winner got to name the loser's team for the next week, which was pretty good, I thought. So I don't know. You got any ideas, Jordan?
I don't know. I mean, can you do like straight up? Is it even legal to do like send someone $5 fab or something? Like, is that even a legal bet to do?
Oh, I don't know about that. I need that $5.
I might need it. I'm down to 14.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd do for a bet. I'm not good at betting and stuff like this.
All right. Tell you what, Brandon and I will chat about this over the next day or so. And before
Thursday.
Thursday night football, we'll post to our socials and let you know what our bet is. And we will see what happens next week. Does that work for you, Jordan?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Better be something good at least.
The
Well,
shit
feel free
talking
to
is
chime in.
about to get
If you guys,
started between Cody and I because we do that every time we play. And it's Cody, I love playing you
oh,
because
it's so
our
fun.
weeks are so
It's
much
so fun,
fun when
dude.
we play each other just because of how much shit we talk to each other. It's truly the best.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if anyone's listening and has any ideas, drop a comment or something. See,
Thank you. Yes.
as long as
100%.
Yes.
it's not
Let
something
us know.
too sexual or violent or anything like that. I'm sure that they'll be willing to do it. So,
Yeah.
but
I look forward to the 7 a.m. phone calls and the random texts. It's going to be a good one.
well, we'll move on to the games of the week. I think Brandon did our was this our tallies for the for games of the week for our picks this year.
Did.
Looks like Brandon and I are 12 out of 19 on the picks. Cody's got us by 13 out of 19. So pretty good, above 500 for all of us. So try to keep that
I
up.
like it.
And I don't know, there was some big games last week. I know this was one of our games, the Chicago and Washington game. Crazy ending, like just a wild ending.
Amazing.
Super cool for Washington. Like I totally embarrassing if Chicago won that game with the statistics of Caleb Williams. Like they had no reason to
Agreed.
be in that game. Just another one of those games by Washington where it's like, man, too many field goals. Like just get some touchdowns in this game's not even close. Like, um, but I don't know if you guys saw the viral video of Stevenson at the end there waving to the crowd and the Chicago fans trying to yell at him, telling him the play was going on. Like,
They're 40 yards down the field already.
yeah,
And he's
Yeah.
just looking into the crowd. What are you doing, bro?
Dude, he was ready to walk off, bro.
it's embarrassing. And, I look at the other side of this as if ball gets batted down. Boom, this probably doesn't even
Nobody
come
says a
up.
word.
This isn't even a topic. I also saw that Stevenson was the one that actually tipped the ball. He tipped it up for Noah Brown to catch, so that makes it worse. Like, he already came out with an apology, and I think they'll move on from this, move forward. He's a young kid. Like, I don't. Everyone wants to showboat, but it's like, yeah, man, you're a professional. Like, time to act like one. Sometimes celebrate after the game's over. Then start talking to the crowd and waving at the crowd.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. And I 100% agree that it was super cringy what happened, man. You want to talk about a series of unfortunate events like that
Bad.
as a professional athlete, it really might not get worse than that. Like that's how do you lose worse than that? You know what I mean? Like you're the guy, all eyes on you, especially now with social media, the way that it blows up. But I'm kind of with you, Jordan, where, like you said, that pass doesn't get caught. Nobody says a word about him doing that. I also look at this in the situation of like, I appreciate this young man for being in a 1 in a million situation, being the Hail Mary. You know what I mean? The odds of that being caught are so low. He's hyped for his team. They've done their job. They pulled out the win on the road. He's ready. He's excited. He's ready to celebrate. I understand that part. But then I also look at not just this game, but other games, and I'm looking at dudes that are getting paid multi-million dollars to go out there and run a super pointless route at half speed and maybe put their hands on somebody's shoulder pads and then just like trot off to the sideline, or the dude that's, standing on the sideline, like trying to hype up the crowd when they're down by 30 because they didn't do their friggin' job. Like, where are the people talking shit about those guys? You know what I mean? I understand that there's some design plays that you go out and you don't do anything, but like, cut this kid a little slack is all I'm saying. Like, that's a freak situation. Hail Marys are as exciting as they are because the odds of them actually working are so friggin' slim. It's not his fault. Even if he did tip it up the way that he did, it's not his fault. It's a freak play, just the way that an injury is a freak play. It just so happens that it happened in a huge game and there's cameras everywhere, man. Like, I think it sucks. I don't think he should have done what he did, but like, give him some slack here. That's my opinion.
Game ain't over till clocks hit 0.
You're right.
Don't celebrate early.
Yep. It's well, and yeah, to I guess counteract exactly what I was saying, you're getting paid that much. You better be exactly where you're supposed to be at all times,
Yeah.
man.
So this kind of goes back to, what you were saying about if ball gets knocked down, it's no one hears about this play, but like people listening to us, like even you guys, like everyday life, like worker people, like I always tell people, like, at your job, like how many times are you told like you did something wrong? They're way more than you're ever praised for doing a good job of work or doing something right or doing
Facts.
your actual job. When you break something or do something wrong or mess the job up or whatever your job pertains to, like you're always going to hear the bad side of it, not the good. So I always wonder, like, especially in film rooms, like NFL rooms, like how much negative film are they going over? Like, what are you doing on this play? Like, who are you covering? Where are you going? To, hey, look at the play, you know, Joe Johns made on this route to make this catch. Like, how many bad plays are they showing to good plays to try to correct people instead of praising people to show people what to do? I always think about that, like, because that just pertains in everyday life too.
Yep. Very
But
good point. So
with
they say no news is good news.
Yeah, exactly. But with that, hopefully we get maybe a game like that this weekend. But it'll be our pick for the games of the week this week. I'll start with mine. I'm going to roll Lions at the Packers. We'll see what if Jordan Love plays. Honestly, I don't even think it matters. I think the Lions are going to come in here and just steamroll the Packers. I don't even Jared Goff was like 13 for 15 for like 85 yards, like 3 touchdowns. He didn't even need to do anything. Like they just
Yeah.
have a good team, man. So I'm taking the Lions in this game, no questions.
I'm in the same boat. I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Lions are nasty, dude. And I'm with you. I don't think it matters if Jordan Love plays. They're gonna run it.
Yep. I'll jump over to my game. My game of the week, I'm gonna take the Rams and the Seahawks. Good little NFC West battle. I think
Division's wide open, dude.
Yeah.
that is exactly why it's on my radar for the week is that division is wide open. Um, Arizona is leading the division right now, but I do like the Rams in this game, and that's who I'm going to take on the road.
Mm.
I'm also gonna roll with the Rams. Geno Smith is not going to be on my fantasy team for this game. He's getting dropped because the Buffalo Bills just came in there and steamrolled them last week. That was embarrassing for Seattle at home. Embarrassing for Geno Smith. I don't know if it's DK Metcalf means that much to him. Like, and he doesn't even throw him the ball enough when he's in the lineup. So
He didn't
I don't
even
know.
throw the ball to Lockett.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. They look terrible. Like his numbers were still decent, but if you watch the game, they didn't look good. They couldn't do anything in the first half. I'm taking the Rams. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams. Like the Rams might just come back and win that division and tell everyone to shove it. So
Man, I am pretty torn here. I have a hard time arguing anything that you said, Jordan, but I do think DK makes a huge difference in this offense. I think he opens up a lot of opportunities, not just for Geno, but for the run game as well. I don't think Lockett is going to repeat a down week the way that he did. I'm really half tempted to take the Seahawks here, man. With the 12, that's a hard place to play.
not for Buffalo.
Fuck it. I got a game up on you guys. Give me the Seahawks.
Cool. What is your game then, Cody?
Okay, we touched on it at the top of the show. I think Ravens got exposed last week. I'm going to take Broncos and Ravens. It is in Baltimore. Bo Nix is playing lights out right now. I'm excited to see it. Nobody thought that the Ravens were going to lose to the Browns, just like nobody thinks that the Ravens are going to lose to the Broncos. As your resident Broncos fan, I'm excited to see them come in there and give them a challenge. I do think the Ravens are going in, selling the house for a Super Bowl run this year. I really do. The move for Deontay, we'll see if he gets playtime this week. I'm sure he will, probably on a snap count, whatever. But I think this is going to be a closer game than people think. I am going to take the Ravens at home, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, go ahead,
All
Jordan.
right. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think we text about it, Cody, sometimes when the Broncos games are on, like how did the Broncos win games? Like sometimes it's like it's cringe to watch them, but like they get it done, and I think the more Bo Nix plays, the better he gets. Um, he's got some wheels, like he definitely can run. I think that's what definitely helps him being a rookie. Um, I don't know, man. I'm going to take the Broncos in this game. I think the Broncos are going to go in the
I
Baltimore and
love
shut,
it.
and they're going to. I think they're going to lose back-to-back games. I haven't looked at the line here or anything. Sure, the Broncos are. I'm guessing at least like a 5.5 point underdog on this game. Um,
Gotta be.
I don't know. I can see them coming in and just the Ravens kind of overlooking them. Like maybe that's what they did
I
with
love it.
Cleveland, and they're going home and we got an easy game against the Broncos. It's a win. I don't know. Go Broncos! Like beat the Ravens.
Baltimore is not 5 or 5.5 favorites. They are 9.5 point favorites.
Take that.
Now,
Wow.
if you are
Wow,
a
that's
gambler, I would
disrespectful.
take I would probably take the Denver to cover on that 9.5.
Yeah,
But I will
definitely.
take Baltimore.
I'm gonna take Baltimore. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a little bit of mix up this week with our picks, except for the Lions Packers game. We're all in the Lions, so see what happens next week after these games are finished. Just hope for some good games and some good finishes and good fantasy numbers for everybody.
Yeah, seriously. Hopefully we have a week like we had this last week, and hopefully I'm on the receiving end of the points like you were, Jordan.
You can
The
only hope.
receiving end of catching another L.
No.
So
How's
what
that
happens if
coming?
you score like 155 and Brandon scores 160? You would have scored my points, but you
Cody
still.
Cody might rage quit if that
I
happens.
might honestly. Like, you guys are gonna have to do this pod on your own next week if that happens.
Cody's gonna call out sick, folks, if he doesn't win this week. Just be prepared
I
for
do
it.
have a little tickle coming on.
Put a cardboard cutout up there of you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, we'll see what happens.
All right, boys. Well, that'll do it for this week's pod. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to always hit us up to get your guys' Sundays covered. Till next week. Peace.
Later.
Peace.